Hello friends, myself Dr. Nandakumar Raubawale from College of Engineering Ambazogai is going to deal with intellectual property rights. In previous lecture, we have discussed about what this infringement of trademark means, definition of infringement, essential conditions to say as an infringement, determination of infringement, exceptions to infringement, concept of passing off, essentials of passing off, and selection and evaluation of trademark. Today in this lecture we will discuss about definition of copyright, meaning of copyright, subject matter of copyright, essentials of copyright, and evolution of copyright law in India. Coming to copyright, the subject matter of copyright are original creations. Creations must be original, should not be borrowed, should not be copied. In the field of literature, literature in the sense anything that you are going to write, it may be a story, it may be a poem, it may be a research article, or it may be a drama, or it may be a script of a film or dialogue, whatsoever you have written over a paper, that is considered as a literature. Then second, it covers dramatic work. So if you have written a drama or you have performed a drama and that drama is covered under copyright. Then a musical work, if you are creating particular kind of music or a song, then this musical work is covered under copyright. Then artistic work, the work of art, that may be a painting, maybe a sculpture, or maybe some kind of design that you are going to create at your own using your own skills and efforts, are covered in this copyright. Along with these four, the computer programming is now covered under Copyright Act. Then cinematograph, film, and sound recording. So sound recording is also covered under copyright. So the computer programs of specific kind are covered. All programs are not covered under copyright. So it is as per the law, some specifications or some conditions, certain conditions are given, and according to that, computer programs are included in copyright. That we'll be looking at in detail. So what this copyright is? Copyright is exclusive right. It is a special right of multiplying, commercially dealing. So you can sell your work to somebody else, and that to not to one person. Your work can be sold to many people, and that is called as a multiplying. So for example, you have written a book, and copies of book you can sell into the market. Once you sell one copy of book, then you are not restricted to sell another copy of book. That is nothing but commercially you can deal, and that too multiplying your commercial dealing. Making assignment, you can assign your work to somebody to produce copies, assignment of the copies of work recognized by law. So you have written a book and it is not possible for you to publish the book, you can assign your book to the publisher to publish and get the royalty benefits. The subject matter of copyright is protected for a specified period, not for throughout your life or to any extent. So there is a limit up to 25 years or up to the after the death of a uh, author, as well as 25 years after the death. So that is the period for which the copyright is protected. Now coming to the definition of copyright, every author has copyright in his creation. Once you create your work, you write your literature, story or drama, then your copyright subsists in that work. It is his inherent right because he is the creator. As soon as you create any work, any literature, any drama, music or song, you compose any kind of song, then your copyright is inherent, that subsists in that work. No one need to register your work so that the copyright will be applicable. Automatically copyright is going to apply to the work which is created by the author. It is exclusive right, it is a special right available to produce. So author can produce, author can reproduce, author can publish his work, perform his work in all ways known and possible. Say for example, some author is writing a story, then he can publish, he can produce same work, or he can reproduce copies of that story, then he can publish that story in the form of a book, or he can perform that story in the form of a drama, or in any way he knows to publish, he knows to reproduce, he can publish or reproduce or perform his work publicly. There is no restriction to the author. Meaning of copyright. Section 14 of the Act 1957, Copyright Act 1957, gives the meaning as copyright means it is an exclusive right. Exclusive right means it is a special right to do what to do, or authorize the doing of any of the following act. Some acts are specified in the next slide. So any of the act can be performed. So this copyright is exclusive right to do, author can do, or he can authorize some X person to do. That means X person is authorized to publish, X person is authorized to perform drama, like that. A author may perform, author may do anything that he wants to do with his work, or he can authorize some other person to publish or to perform or to copy or to sell his work in any of the following acts respect of work or any substantial part thereof, namely. So some of the works are specified in the next slide that we will be looking at. So very first is literary, dramatic or musical work not being a computer program. This is not a computer program. In case of literary, dramatic or musical work, what author can do, what a copyright authorizes author to do, that we see. So author is authorized, he has a right to produce the work in any material form. Any material form. Author can reproduce his work in any material form. Author can print it, author can save it soft copy, author can print its banner, or author can reproduce his work in the form of drama or plays, like that. So author is having right to reproduce the work in any material form. Then second, to store work in any medium by electronic means. He can save his work in the soft copy in a computer, or he may save it in pen drive, or he may save it in a compact disc. So whatsoever he wants, he can save it. His work can be saved. So he may save his work in the form of a film. So that is nothing but it is called as a store in electronic means. Electronic means it can be saved in any form of soft copies. Then to issue copies of the work to public. So if the author has written some story, or author has written some literature or drama, then he can issue the copies of his work to public. So he can sell his copies of book or drama can be shown, or music, copies of musical work can be sold by author to the people or public or society. To perform the work in public or communicate it to the public, you have written a song, so you can sing your song in public so that public can enjoy the work that you have done, or you can communicate to the public. So if you have written something, some story, then you can communicate your story to the public in any way as you want. Then, to make any cinematograph, film or sound recording, so if you have written a story, a film story, then you can produce your film, or you can do the sound recording. If you have written a song and you want to sing that song, then recording of that song can be made. To make any translation of the work, so you have written a story in some language, say for example in Hindi, then you want to convert it in Marathi or Kannada, then you can translate the work that you have created in any other language. Then to make any adoption of work in the sense, you can edit your work, you can modify your work, you can upgrade your work. So there is no restriction to the author for making any kind of adoption of work. Then to do in relation to translation or an adoption of work, so author can do any kind of works, partly he can translate or fully he can translate, he can make the changes in his work. So in relation to his work, he can translate, he can do editing of his work. Any of the acts specified in relation to work in subclause 1 to 6. So any of the acts specified in relation to work, specified in relation to work in subclause 1 to 6. Some of these things are specified in clause. So according to this clause, he can do the acts specified in these two, in these clauses 1 to 6. Then next comes computer program. What he can do with the computer program? To do any acts specified in clause A. So there is a special clause for computer programming, and according to the clause A, he can do the acts for in relation with the computer program. He can change, he can sell, he can do anything with this computer program, but restricted to the clause A. So clause A is specifically specified for computer programming. Then to sell or to give, author of a computer program can sell or give on commercial, rental or offer for sale. So author, if has written a computer program, he can sell his computer program, or he can give it on rent, or he can offer for sale. He may make advertisement for the sale of his program, or he can give his program on rent, any copy of computer program. So if a author is writing a computer program, he can sell, he can give it on rent, he can make advertisement for sale of his program. So any kind of the things he can do with his program, he can use his computer program for commercial exploitation. Then coming to next, artistic work. What the author can do with artistic work? So to reproduce the work, artistic work means the art. It may be a drawing, it may be a painting, it may be a sculpture, whatsoever it is. So that is termed in the artistic work. So the author of artistic work is authorized. He has right to reproduce the work in any material form, including depiction in 3D of 2D work. Say for example, you have created a two-dimensional drawing of a building or any work or any design, and that 2D drawing can be converted further into three-dimensional drawing, or you have produced three-dimensional work or three-dimensional image of something, and that you want to convert in 2D, so that can be a model, 3D model is created, say for example 3D model of a building or 3D model of a image, then that can be converted into 2D model. You are not restricted to communicate the work to public. So the artist can communicate his work to the public. To issue copies of the work to public not being copies already in circulation. So if copies are already in circulation, then he cannot issue copies of work to the public. But if copies are not in circulation already by somebody else, then he can circulate copies of his work to the public. Then to include work in any cinematograph film. So if you are going to create some 3D images or paintings, then you can include your work, or author can include his work in cinematograph films. He can use that work in producing film or cinema, or he can give it on rent to the producers to use his work. To make any adoption of his work, so artist is allowed to change or to make editing in his work, so he can do changes in his work. Then also copyright subsists in his work. To do in relation to an adoption of the work, any of the acts specified in relation to the work in subclauses 1 to 4. Some of the clauses or some of the acts are specified in these clause, and according to that, anything or any work in relation to adoption, in relation to changes, editing of work as specified in subclauses 1 to 4 can be made by the author or artist. Coming to cinematograph film, to make a copy of film. So once a producer produces a film, then he can produce multiple copies of his film, then including a photograph of any image forming part thereof. So a poster can be printed. A producer has produced film, then he can produce a poster of film for making advertisement, or he can produce posters of actors working in that film, and then he can sell the posters also. So anything that is related to his film can be uh, produced by the producer or owner or the producer of that film. So he can make multiple copies of his film, and then he can sell it in market, or he can give it on hire. So to sell or give on a hire, or offer for sell or hire. So a film produced can be sold by the producer. He can give it on rent, or he can make the advertisement for sale, or any copy of film, regardless whether such copy has been sold or given on hire on earlier occasions. So once a producer is producing a film, then he is going to make number of CDs, compact discs, and he can sell the compact disc to anyone, any person, or multiple number of persons. Say for example, one CD is sold to X person, then there is nothing as such which will restrain him to selling second CD to Y person. So he has produced film, then he can sell his compact disc to multiple number of people. That is nothing but, if already one CD is sold, then the producer is not restrained from selling another CD. So that is nothing but, he can sell the copies of his work to multiple persons, even if already he has sold it or given on hire to somebody else. Then that does not restrict him from selling his copies of his work, or giving it on rent to people. To communicate film to public, so he can communicate his film to public. He can show it in the cinema hall or anywhere else, wherever he wants to publish his work or show it to the public. Then essential conditions of copyright. What are the essential conditions of copyright? When we say that copyright subsists, the work must be original. Work produced by author must be original. So that should not be copied. a work need not be the expression of original or invented thoughts. Need not be the expression of original or invented thoughts. It must not be copied from other work, must originate from the author. It should be brainchild of author. It should not be copied from somebody else. It has to be evolved from the mind of a author. If it is copied from others work, then that is not called as a original work. So it should be brainchild of author. Then copyright law protects expression of ideas, not the ideas themselves. So if you have idea, then idea cannot be registered as a copyright, or for idea there is no copyright. But if your idea is produced or it is expressed, if idea is expressed, so you have idea to manufacture a some magical things or something that you want to produce. So you want to produce a stick which by contact of which the iron gets converted into say gold. So you have idea, but that idea cannot be a patentable. That idea cannot be patentable in case of patents. So you have some idea in your mind to write a story about something. That idea is not going to be a copyright. But if you are going to write complete story, then that story is going to have a copyright. The only idea of writing a story or idea of producing a film does not subsists the copyright. But if you are going to convert your ideas in reality, then for your ideas which are converted into reality, copyright law protects for that work which you are producing from your idea. Only expression is not protected. No registration does not affect non-registration does not affect the copyright. So for example, if you have written some story, you have published and you have not registered your story under copyright law, that doesn't mean you will not get protection. So it is the specialty of Copyright Act that if you produce your work and if it is original, then automatically as soon as you create your work or produce your work, copyright subsists in that work. So it is not necessary for a author to register copyright. The Indian copyright law does not make the registration of copyright work registration of copyright in the work. So here you need not to register your work, but it will be better if you register your work under copyright law. So essential conditions, other conditions, use of original skill labor is essential. One has to use his original skills, it should not be copied, and labor, he has to work, or his performance or his labor is required, is essential to acquire copyright in a work. The expenditure of original skill or labor in the education and not originality of thought. So only thought, only idea. If it is your own idea and somebody is working with your idea and he produces the work, then he will be owner of your copyright or work. So you have idea, you have thought, but you are not going to use your any kind of skill, or you are not going to execute it, or you are not going to put your labor in that. So for example, you have idea about creating a design, just idea, but you are not creating that design. And if you are going to give your idea to somebody else and he creates that design, then he will be the owner of copyright, but you will not be owner of copyright, because you had only idea but you have not produced that design at your own. Therefore you are not the owner of that copyright or that work. There is no copyright in a copy of any other work or in a similar work. So if you are going to produce similar work produced by somebody else, then no copyright subsists in that. Copyright is a creation of statute. Copyright is a creation of statute, means law. Copyright is creation of statute. Once you produce your work, then copyright is going to be applicable. It subsists to your work. Copyright is not a actionable claim. So it is not a actionable claim. What is this actionable claim? So for example, a movable property which is not in your custody, even though you can have claims, monetary claims or benefits you can extract, in that way this copyright is not a actionable claim. Benefits cannot be claimed even if it is not in your custody. So earlier, in case of movable property, even if it is not in your custody, then also monetary benefits can be claimed. So here actionable claim is not applicable to copyright. So how this copyright law evolved in India? The Copyright Act 1847. So earlier it is the first law statute in India relating to copyright. This was brought by British East India Company and it was passed by Governor General of India to affirm the applicability of law that obtained in England to India. Originally it was created in England and that was brought to India by Governor General and applied in India before independence of India. So no much information is available regarding the operation of this legislation during the period 1847 to 1911. So this act was in existence between 1847 to 1911 in India, and that was applied or that was enforced by British government, East India Company. So after that, Indian Copyright Act 1914 was enacted. So actually imperial copyright means the government of British government, the royal family of British enacted the Copyright Act 1911 which was passed in England. So this act was made applicable to all countries which were under the British dominion including India. So the countries which were under control of British rule, so there the British government applied this act, Copyright Act 1911. When it was applied in government India by Governor General of India, then it was known as Copyright Act 1914, Indian Copyright Act. So they used to produce the act in England or British, and then they used to apply it for various countries with the prefix as the name of that country. So same law was applied in India with the prefix Indian Copyright Act 1914. So the some provisions which were made or given in this Indian Copyright Act 1914. Registration of author work is not necessary. So registration of copyright was not necessary. It was optional, not compulsory. The author right came into existence as soon as work is created. So if you are going to write a story, immediately after completing writing of story, the copyright is going to come into existence. Then protection was not offered not to ideas but to the material form in which work was expressed. So there also they were not going to allow this protection for a copyright if you have only idea, but if you are going to convert your idea in the material form, then only protection was offered. Only original works attracted the protection. If it is a copied work, there is no protection under copyright law. So if it is your original work, then only they used to give the protection. Protection was fixed for lifetime of author and 25 years after the death of author. So protection was given for the lifetime, complete lifetime of author, and then 25 years after the death of author. Then the act, Indian Copyright Act, had 15 sections. It prescribed penalties for infringement of copyright. If somebody is going to infringe this work, then penalties were given specified in this act. Infringement of copyright is not considered a criminal offense. At that time, it was not considered as a criminal offense. Infringement was just dealt in the civil court, and penalties were imposed on the person who is going to infringe his work. It authorized destruction of infringing copies or their delivery to the copyright owner. Say for example, you are the author of a book and somebody is going to reproduce your work and selling in the market. Then if you want to take action, then the court may allow you to destroy the books produced by him, or the books produced by him were given in the custody of original author. So if somebody is going to infringe and produce copies of your book, then those books have to be destroyed or have to be given to the original author. So that was the remedy in this act. After that, after independence, India started to think to have India's own Copyright Act, and that Copyright Act was brought in existence by the name the Copyright Act 1957 after independence. So after India felt serious need for new content law on copyright in the light of growing public consciousness regarding rights, obligation of authors, and new developments and technological advances. So due to technological advances, new development, awareness among the people, the Indian government thought there is a need to have a new Copyright Act, because the old Copyright Act was not sufficient with the changing situations. Always law has to change along with the changing situations. Earlier there was no cyber law, but now with the development of softwares, the cyber laws were required. According to changing situations, new laws have to be formed, and because of that, the government of India thought that to have a new act known as Copyright Act 1957 was implemented and enacted in the year 1957. The Copyright Act was enacted in the year 1957. Now it has 79 sections. So this Indian Copyright Act has 79 sections and it has 28 copyright rules. It was amended in the year 1983, 1984, 1994, 1990. Amended means modifications were made. Certain modifications were made in the Copyright Act 1957 in India. Salient features of this Copyright Act 1957. What are the features of this Copyright Act? So it provides the comprehensive definition of copyright. What is included in copyright is given in this Copyright Act. Provisions for Copyright Office. So where should be the Office of Copyright and Copyright Board for purpose of registration of copyright and for settlement of certain kinds of disputes. So here this act provides the provision for office as well as copyright board. Then it also provides the mode or way how to register the copyright work, and if there is any settlement between the authors, if there is any dispute between the authors in regard to the copyright, then the provisions for settlement of disputes are given in this Copyright Act 1957. Provision for compulsory licensing of copyright. Compulsory licensing in the sense, you have created work but you are not going to publish your work, just you are going to produce your work and you are registering it under Copyright Act, and then there is no use of your work. Then the Copyright Act forces the author to give license to other person to produce your work if it is for the benefit of society. The work produced by you is very beneficial to the society, then the Copyright Act makes you to provide compulsory license of your work. So you must allow some other person to produce your work, because if your the rate of production of your work is very slow and it is not sufficient to fulfill need of society, then you have to issue license to others to produce your work by getting certain monetary benefits. That provision is given in this act. Provisions to determine first ownership of copyright in different categories of work. So if same work is produced by many authors, then who is the first owner? Say for example, in some cases the work is produced by multiple, same work is produced by a team, then who will be first owner, who will be the second owner of that copyright? Say as a employee of some institute, you are going to write a book, and then that you have written in due course of your employment, then you will be the first owner or the institute will be the first owner of that book. So that is also decided by this act. Provisions for definition of various categories of work in which copyright subsists. So provision for defining various categories, which categories are included, what is included in copyright is defined in this Copyright Act. Then scope of rights conferred on author of copyright is adequately described. So scope of rights, so to which extent rights are given to the author are sufficiently described, clearly defined in this act. That means what kind of right is given to the author in related to copyright, and that is sufficiently or clearly defined, described in this Copyright Act. It states term of copyright for different kind of work. So what does it mean by copyright for different kind of work, just as artistic work, musical work, dramatic work, or literary work? So that is specified in this act. Provisions relating to assignment of copyright. Assignment of copyright means author of that work is allowing some other person to reproduce or produce the work of author, and by getting some consideration he allows somebody else to produce his work by accepting consideration. Consideration means monetary benefits or some other kind of benefits are accepted by author, and he allows some other person to reproduce his work. That is nothing but assignment of work. Provisions relating to performing rights of or by societies. So this also is uh, specified in this act, that performing rights. So if you want to perform your work in public or in society, then what kind of way you can perform your work in the society? Certain provisions are provided. Provisions for broadcasting rights. So your work you can broadcast on television as well as on radio. So you can publish your work using such mediums. Provision for international copyright. So this act also specifies provision for international copyright. So what are the provisions at the international level to protect your work at the international level? Definition of infringement of copyright also is specified. Civil and criminal remedies against infringement of copyright work. What kind of remedies one can seek, one can obtain if someone is infringing his work? Then remedies against groundless threat of legal proceedings. So sometimes somebody is going to give threat without any ground, without any reason. So legal proceedings for such uh, things are given. Say for example, you are going to write a story, somebody comes to you and says that I have already written this kind of story and then I will take action against you. So if without any reason, without any evidence, if someone is going to give you a threat, then what kind of legal remedies you can take, action you can take against such person where a threat is given to you? So remedies against groundless threat. There is no ground, no work he has produced, but he is going to give a threat to you. Say you are going to write a film story and you are going to produce a film. So after producing a film, someone comes to you and he says that the film produced by you is exactly matching with my personal life, and that's why I want to take action against you. So that is a threat. So such kind of threats, if is given to author, then what kind of remedies the author can take against such person are given under this Copyright Act 1957. So we will be discussing remaining things, rest of the things in next lecture. Hope you have followed the things. Thank you.